Hi, I'm Tanya Verkitis, the Executive Director of the Lackawanna County Medical Society. This month, our focus for mind-body wellness is running. We are here at the Scranton Running Company to talk a little bit about barrier breakers, how the program works, and what sorts of benefits people can expect. Hi, RJ.
Hello.
Can you tell us a little bit about barrier breakers, how it got started?
Sure. So we started way back when the store opened, right around 2010, 2011, and we just wanted to give back to the community. We wanted to get people interested in running and up off the couch, and one way we thought about doing is when we said it was going to be welcoming and inviting to everyone, we stuck by our word. That meaning if you ran a 8-minute mile or a 14-minute mile, you were truly welcome.
Well, I would definitely be a 20-minute mile. How do people get started, and what's the basic intro to the program so it doesn't feel too overwhelming?
Sure. So we have two programs. We have a true couch to 5K, which would be somebody that's literally just getting up off the couch. All right. And that meets Monday, Wednesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 9 a.m. And we have an intermediate program for people that have been a little bit more active, a little bit used to running, looking maybe to build off that 5K, 10K,
Right.
even up to half marathon. That meets Thursday at 6 o'clock and Saturday morning again at 9 a.m.
Okay. About how many people do you have involved in the program?
So currently this session, we're right around 200 people.
Wow,
Yeah.
200 avid people that want to run.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about how they wrap up the program. Do they actually do a 5K?
Okay, so this session, we're going to do the Crusader Classic, which is a 5K race in June. So normally we run 7 weeks, and then we have a culmination race, which is usually between a 5 or 10K,
Okay.
Just to kind of put a bow on it.
Okay. And what age do you have to be to participate in the program?
Generally, I like between 12 and we have all the way up to 70.
Oh.
But if they're under 12, I'm flexible as long as the parents with them.
Okay. Do you offer a program for children?
We do have a running camp in the summer, Generation Next Step, which is for kids that runs through June and July.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We're going to take a look at some of your runners here today when they leave, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laurie Cadden. We're interviewing this lovely new friend of mine, Gretchen Henderson. We're talking a little bit about girls on the run, which I love. As what did I tell you, Gretchen? I'm not a girl on the run. I'm
running for her life.
That's all good. That's how it goes. So tell me.
moving.
That's right. Tell me a little bit about how this started, how you were able to get your children involved, and what it is. Tell the people what Girls on the Run means.
So Girls on the Run is a national nonprofit organization for girls in grades 3rd through 5th. There's also a second installment, which is 6th through 8th grade, and it just inspires girls to be joyful, live a balanced, healthy lifestyle. It encourages them to learn things about themselves, helps them realize that their potential is unlimited. It also helps, it's structured so that the girls are learning to build relationships with their peers and to leave a healthy imprint on the world. They design an impact project that they implement themselves with the help of their coaches, and then throughout the 10-week program, they train for a 5K celebration.
And where will that be?
We actually just had it at PNC Field last week, and then we run two times a year. It's 10 weeks in the fall and then 10 weeks in the spring. So we just finished our 8th season here in Lackawanna County.
Wow. And how many girls?
We had 128 girls between our 6 sites.
And the ages are, what are the ages? You said grades, right? What are the ages?
So the ages are 8 years to about 14 or 15, depending on their grade.
And do you know if there's some type of data that shows that a girl or getting them involved in this type of activity will aid and continue through life? Or at least a good part of it?
Well, we have seen that studies show that girls' self-esteem peaks at age 9. So we're hitting the girls with this program and this information at the right time. I've also read studies that show that we lose girls in sports and activities because it's lack of fun, lack of availability, and a lack of female role models. So what I love about the program is that it encompasses all of those things. And it's, we do have scholarships available for girls. There is a registration fee, but we do offer scholarships so that no girl is turned away for an inability to pay.
And tell me, how long have you been a runner?
I started running after I had my third daughter, so about 7 years. And I did it purely just for like an outlet. I was running with my friend at 4:30 in the morning before my husband would leave for work. And I just kind of liked no, it's crazy, right? I say it out loud, I'm like, that does sound really crazy. But I just liked setting a goal for myself, and I noticed that my girls, it made an impact on them. And then one day I was just looking through a magazine and I saw the Girls on the Run logo, and I just Googled it, and then I got in touch with Dolores Everett, our Pocono the director of Girls on the Run Pocono.
Okay.
And from there, she just helped us get the territory expansion to Lackawanna, and now we have Luzerne. So
To get the girls, how does it get out there? Is it through the schools and local, like young girl, like the Girl Scouts or any organizations that support girls? How do you get them to know it's available?
A lot of it is word of mouth. Some schools will let us hang posters in the lobby. Not all schools let us send information home. A lot of it is word of mouth, social media. We hang up flyers in like the local library and just stuff just to kind of get the name out there. But a lot of it is, word of mouth. And we are always looking for new coaches. And I think there's a misconception when you hear the title Girls on the Run. Girls think that they have to run. We do a workout every time, but we tell the girls it doesn't matter if they want to walk or they skip, as long as they're moving forward, as long as they're setting a goal and being active. We're always looking for coaches, and coaches think that they have to be runners or teachers, and they don't have to be. We've had a lot of moms that kind of went from, we say, like just moms to becoming moms on the run because they've coached the program.
I think it's great. And do you have to be a mother of a daughter?
No, actually, one of my friends has 4 boys. My running buddy that I started training with.
At 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning, and she has 4 boys. So she said she always gets her baby or her girl fix by
Being with the
helping
girls
out.
and
Yeah,
helping.
yeah,
I
and she
love
comes every season to help. When we do the 5K, every girl does it with a running buddy, and the running buddies can be a parent, a family friend, an aunt, an uncle, anyone who's 16 or older. So she comes and volunteers every season to be a running buddy.
I think it's great. So when your daughters decided, or you've been doing this and your children said, yeah, Mom, we want to do this and we want to get engaged in this whole belief, because it's really a belief. You keep moving forward, as you said, which I love. How proud was that? What was that like? Yes, they're going to do this. I mean, how did you feel about this all coming together?
I cry like a baby every season when they come through the finish line. It's amazing to see girls at such a young age accomplishing something that a lot of people never do. Yeah. And I just think we follow a curriculum, a very prescribed curriculum that's research-based. So a lot of it is just like stuff that's repackaged that parents and teachers are teaching them, but it's presented in a way where we're incorporating physical activity so their minds are processing it and they're learning it in a different way. So there were a couple of aha moments where we were teaching a lesson and I could see the light in my daughter's eyes, like, oh, Mom's right.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool to watch. And I think they've just seen me. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10 years, and before that I was a teacher and a guidance counselor, which they didn't see that side of my life. So it's good. I think it helps them to see, like, maybe, moms and our friends' moms really know what they're talking about.
Maybe moms are cool.
Yeah.
So tell me, what about children? So how does this affect, or doesn't it, if there's a young woman who may have a handicap or someone who is unable to do some of these? Do you still encourage that so they can feel part of this because they have to move forward too? How do you address situations like that?
Absolutely. We have had girls with some developmental delays, a couple girls with autism, and we just look through the curriculum. We can adapt it. Some of us were educators, so we adapted curriculum, bring it down to a way that they would be able to learn and process it from it. We can always consult with special ed teachers in the building to see how we can modify the curriculum. We check with the parents to see what works for them. How does their learning style fit the program? We have some girls, we've had a girl that one time was in a boot for half of the program.
Right.
And when our girls are doing their workout, we do laps. So they're either walking or they're running or doing a mix of both. And we have the girls help mark their friends' laps so that they're still engaged and encouraging the girls to keep moving. So even if they can't physically do it themselves, we still, encourage them to come so that they're still a part of it.
And say again, where does this take place?
So we currently have sites at South Abington Elementary, Waverly Elementary. We've had sites at Our Lady of Peace. We've just started one at Isaac Tripp Elementary. We have one at Dunmore Elementary Center, St. Paul's, St. Clair's.
Oh, that's a lot. Well, good for you. I think it's wonderful. Keep up. I hope you keep this up. This is wonderful. And again, people out there, as I said, you may not be a runner. You may not have a daughter, but if you want to help, there's a way you can help. And what is a good way for anyone who might want to volunteer to help out, who may not be a runner? Because the running, I'm sure people here with all your access to that, but someone who isn't, how do they get in touch?
You can go to our website. It's gotrpocono.org, and there's actually a icon that you can click on that says Get Involved, and has like a drop-down menu of all the different things. We're always looking for volunteers to help with fundraising, sponsors, and just to come even at our 5K to help out. So.
Well, Gretchen, thank you very much. I love that necklace. Are they all your children's birthstones?
They are.
And they're flowers? I love it. Mark, you have to look at how adorable. Look at one for each baby. I love it. So cute. Gretchen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm here with two beautiful young ladies. We're going to talk a little bit about Girls on the Run, as we just spoke to Caroline's mom, Gretchen. So we have Olivia Kim, and we have Caroline Henderson, who is the daughter of Gretchen. And we're going to ask them a few things about why it is important for them to run, to be involved, to feel good about what you're doing. So I'm going to start. Either one can answer. I'll start with you, Olivia, because I'm closer to you. How about that? Okay. Tell everybody, this is your beginning, you're just starting this. What made you want to do it, and how did you find out about it?
I wanted to do Girls on the Run because I normally really like running. So, and then I wanted to try it out, and I did, and I really liked it. And I found out about it because my friends, they did Girls on the Run, and they said that they really liked it. So I wanted to try it out, and then I did, and it's really fun.
And you feel good about it?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you know Caroline before this?
Yeah, she was on my lacrosse team, so.
You knew each other a little bit. Caroline, you've done this already. You're a veteran at this. When we talked a little bit before, I asked your mom, how did you guys decide you wanted to do this? So talk a little bit to the audience and tell them what you feel. What made you want to get involved, similar to what Olivia said?
Well, my sister did it, and my mom was coaching, and I didn't want to not do it, because that'd just be weird. So I did it, and I went with my mom to help, and I'd be there, and then when I was old enough, I decided I would do it, so.
And are you happy you did?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what's the most, when you're looking later in life, so you're young girls, you're how old?
I'm 10.
And I'm 10 also.
Okay, so you're 10 years old, and I'm 12, so I can understand that. So tell everybody, don't laugh. Tell everybody what you think. What do you hope to accomplish by being part of this organization, by the physical aspect of it? Do you think about how this may affect you long term?
Well, I like
Go ahead.
playing sports,
Yeah.
so maybe it'll help me be more fit, so I can be better at the sports and work harder at them.
And do you think maybe you'll get places faster because you can run and not walk?
Yeah.
You think? I agree with you. So much better. And what about you, honey?
I think it'll help me because sometimes I can't run very long. I can run fast in a short time, but I can't run very long. But
So you want endurance then, right?
yeah.
Okay. And do you think it'll work? Mm-hmm. I think so too. I think you two are determined. So also, I'm going to ask you one last thing. Tell everybody, I'm not going to ask, I'm going to tell to everyone watching, why should a young girl get involved in something like this? We'll start with you, Olivia.
Because I think Girls on the Run is a really good program, and it talks about feelings that are bottled up inside you, and then you can let it out by when they ask you questions, and I think it's a really good thing.
Very nice. And you, Caroline?
Well, everyone should be involved because for a few reasons. One, I made a lot of new friends doing this, and I think everyone will too. And other reasons, it helps you to express your emotions and deal with problems that you might have in life. And I think it's just a great way to become more physical, and become more physically fit, and have be able to communicate better with others instead of just lashing out. I think it helps you with that. So I think
Sort of what you were saying. It's a good feeling, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I thank you, girls. You're both very good. Think you might be stars someday? Say I'm star now. Star now. We just made you stars. What do you think? Yeah. Everybody who watches. You want to say hi to them all? Wave. Say hi. Don't be afraid. There you go. All right. So we are here with two lovely ladies who are part of Girls on the Run. Again, we have Olivia Kim and Caroline Henderson. Thanks, girls. I'm here with the beautiful and lovely Nora Fraunfelker. Did I get it right, Nora? Yes. And she's another one of the lovely little ladies who is with Girls on the Run. And Nora is 11 years old. Tell everybody, what do you like most about being part of Girls on the Run?
It's a program where a lot of girls can support girls, and it's fun for girls to run together, and you get to make new friends. You get to meet a lot of new people.
And how do you do with the running part? Like, did you always want to run, or is it something you thought about and you thought, I could do that, and then when this program, you heard about it, you decided? How did it all happen?
My friends were signing up for the program, and they told me about it, and I decided I wanted to do it.
And what did your parents say?
They signed me up for it.
Yeah? And did they say, run, Nora, run? Yeah? So how often do you run?
I run around my neighborhood every day, but I also run for the practices. My little sister also does the program too, so I run with her sometimes.
How old is she?
She's in 3rd grade. She's 9.
Wow. So how many are just the two of you in your family?
I have an older sister too.
Does she run?
She does track, yeah.
Okay. And you think you'll do track and other things as you get older? You think this will help you do many more physical things because of your ability to do this now?
Yes.
And do you do anything else besides running?
I play basketball.
Ooh, are you good? Good shot?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. How about your sisters? Do they play too?
My little sister plays, yeah.
Do you play against her? And you beat her, don't you? Don't you? I know. You have the height advantage right now, kiddo. Well, thank you for joining us, and we wish you so much luck as you
Thank
run,
you.
Girls on the Run. Keep running, keep smiling, and do a good job, okay?
Thank you.
Stay with me till we say goodbye. Want to wave to bye, everybody? I'm here with Dr. Kayor Mavani, who is a cardiologist with Geisinger and CMC. And Doc, we have a lot to talk about with running. I hear you recently have become a runner. And tell us a little bit about the benefits from a heart standpoint, because from what I understand, it's one of the best things you can do for your heart if you do it right. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. So actually, when you run, the best thing to do exercise is about brisk walking. So the brisk walking for anybody who's around 50 or more who cannot run is good enough for heart health, because it's going to increase your heart rate and also your metabolic demand. Your heart is going to become more efficient, and your body is going to become more metabolically efficient for you to able to run more. At the same time, if you are younger, you should be able to run more. So running is one of the best exercises along with swimming and biking. With the running, you use all of your muscles from hands to the legs in your belly and your back also. So the running is the best at young age. When you get older, when you run, you may get more shock with your knees and your hips. So the better exercise from my standpoint would be biking or swimming, which is not going to hurt your knees and your hips. If you can run, that's the best exercise. But if you cannot, you try to bike and also swim if possible.
So in saying that, so if you're older, and say and maybe you just kind of talked mostly about that, but if you're an older, like you said, 50 or older, and you decide, hey, I want to start a new physical exercise. I would love to start running. What's the best way then to ease into that, if that is really something you want to do? Or should you say to your doctor, am I someone who could take on that type of challenge?
Yes, so when you are trying to run, start with the small walks. So what I did myself, I did not run or walk for about almost 8 to 10 years while I was in training. So I became decompensated. So what it means is you're deconditioned with your body and your heart. If you try to run, you will not be able to catch up with your breath at the same time you're running. So the best thing to do is 5 minutes walk, 2 minutes run, and 5 minutes walk again. Start with that protocol and go more brisk walking at the beginning after a month or so of walking. Once you get brisk walking, your heart rate goes to 150, 160. You are comfortable with it, and you are able to keep up your breath at the same time you are walking fast. Then you start running. If you start running to begin with, you you'll become discouraged and you may not even walk and run anymore because you will feel that you are not able to do any of those.
So what would be a good duration of time to, if you started a program like this, what's a good amount of time that you should try to do those intervals, brisk walk, then run? And because you're right, people will give up, right? Because they feel discouraged, I can't do it, oh my God. But what is a good way to start? What's a good time frame?
So start with 15 minutes, so 5 minutes of walking slow, then you do like 2 minutes of little slower jog, and then do another 5 to 7 minutes of cool down. After 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if you are able to do those, you start doing more brisk walking, which means you are walking around 3.5 to 4 miles an hour if you are about 5'10" to 6 feet tall. If you are a little shorter, you can do 3 miles to 3.5 miles an hour, and that's a brisk walking for you. Once you reach that goal for another 2 weeks, you start jogging slow with about 4 miles per hour to 4.5 miles per hour. Don't try to incline too much because it'll discourage you again because you'll get tired easily. Within like 30 seconds, I used to get tired. Now I'm able to do 5 to 10 minutes of jogging and 30 minutes of walking briskly. It applies the same with any age. If you start faster, you will get your stamina and your discouragement very quickly. So you start slow. After 3 months or so, you should be able to jog. Within 6 months, you should be able to run. If you are running a 5K marathon or half marathon, you should be able to practice for at least 6 to 9 months. Don't start your half marathon running in 3 months of training because it will most likely won't be possible. And you will get discouraged and you will never run again.
Tell me, what is good? Is muscle strength then, should you incorporate some weightlifting or something else? Or is plain old running enough for someone? Or should they have some type of, intervals of weightlifting or something else?
So what I suggest is the cardio metabolic exercising, which means you should do at least half an hour to 45 minutes of walking, brisk walking, 4 times a week. Rest of the days, you should be able to do more weightlifting. Start with small weights, increase your strength of the legs, your hamstrings, and also your bicep and triceps. This will keep you with more energy, and at the same time, you can do more walking without hurting your joints.
And that is the key, is the making sure you're okay while you're doing it. Yes, it's good for your heart. We know that, but you have to watch for the rest of your knees, your hips, like you said. And if you're not doing it right and you're not stretched out correctly, how are you doing that you've made all of these adjustments and that you've started to this? How do you feel? And was it like, did you think, oh, I really want to do this, but like, did you ever do it before? Or was just something, hey, I think I want to start running, and you've accomplished it?
So what I was trying to do was start being more active, and I started running around my house, and I could not run, and I felt that I'm only like 38, 39, and I cannot run. This is not right. So I had to start doing something which makes sense and which makes me able to run, because there are people who are any age are able to run 30 miles to 40 miles, full marathon to even more than that. So what I thought is, if I don't do it now, I will never be able to do it when I'm in my late 40s or 50s.
Right. And so how do you feel you're doing so far?
So I'm getting better at it. I'm not to the point where I can do the full marathon. It's been 6 months or so. I'm going to give 3 more months to do the full marathon. So my goal by end of the summer is to do a full marathon in either Philadelphia or New York or Scranton if they have full marathon.
Will you let us know how you did?
Yes.
We wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
I think it's great.
Yes.
Good for you. Well, thank you for telling us your story. Thank you for telling us a little bit about, from a health standpoint, because it's important. But you said, which I like, that if it's not a good day, if is going to the gym, working out on a bike, doing biking and swimming, all those things are added. You don't just have to run. It can be incorporated.
Incorporated, yes.
Yeah.
So if you, let's say you run and you start having joint aches, you start doing some swimming along with it. Let's do 5 minutes of swimming, 2-3 laps, then you go to biking for 5 minutes, and then you go back to running for 5 minutes. and then you do 5 minutes of weightlifting of your upper extremities, and then 10 minutes of your lower extremities, because lower extremities are more important in the way that if you start losing muscles in your knees and your hips, you'll start getting more aches and pains where you cannot run or jog. So do less biceps and triceps, do more lower extremities as well.
And what do you think about power cycling?
Power cycling is
good?
amazing. It's very good exercise. You'll lose calories. You'll burn your more calories. Only thing, don't get discouraged, because not everybody can do the power cycling.
And the beauty of it is, though, if you're on the bike, you're pedaling, that's half the battle if you keep going. And you can learn how to do those other things, so it works. But moderation, making sure you're safe, and switching it up so you don't get bored, because that's another thing. You get, I don't feel like doing that, but if you have something else to do, it's still a way of helping your body.
Yes, also have either your friend, your partner, or music or something with it, so that you don't get bored after 10 minutes. Because I used to get the same thing, like after 10 minutes I'm bored, I can't do anymore. So I started doing some more news channels or my own cardiology videos I watch, and I learn all the topics, which is very rapidly changing, which keeps me more like not in tune to my exercise, but more in tune to the radio or my topics. So that way you do more exercise without realizing that you are doing 45 minutes.
Is that like a pun, in tune with the tunes? Is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay.
Yes,
there you go. Well,
yes,
Doc, thank you so much.
Sure.
I just had to throw that in. When you were saying in tune, I'm thinking, okay, he's listening to the music.
Yeah,
There
so
we
you
go.
can do Pandora, whichever you
go.
like, Apple Music, something, or you do some reading at the same time.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck to you, and good luck to you on your whichever marathon you choose to do.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you enjoyed, and let's get running.